NBC Universal and Fox, WWE's two broadcast partners, are reportedly both unhappy with some of the decisions made by the promotion in recent weeks. WWE presents both Monday Night Raw and NXT on USA Network, which is owned by NBC, while the WWE Network has been exclusively also on NBC's Peacock platform. We also know that SmackDown, of course, as you can see by this wonderful graphic right here, is on Fox. According to Dave Meltzer, NBC were unhappy that WWE removed the Universal Hell in a Cell Championship match, the Universal Championship match from Hell in a Cell between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio, and it moved it to Fox on SmackDown. They were set to stream it on Peacock, so they were obviously mad that the biggest attraction on the pay-per-view was taken away. Fox, on the other hand, also had an issue with WWE regularly promoting Peacock on SmackDown, and there were apparently numerous individuals from Fox who were unhappy with the situation in general, with both Fox and NBC finding problems with WWE's recent times. Vince McMahon is apparently having to play a balancing act in order to keep both these broadcast platforms content and partners happy. Trevor, what do we think of this? That Fox is unhappy with WWE promoting their pay-per-views that are on Peacock, and then apparently USA, NBC, they're unhappy with WWE moving Roman Reigns off of Hell in a Cell. What do you just make of all this drama that's playing out with their broadcast partners?
I mean, well, so I can kind of understand why Fox is upset to a degree. I mean, NBC isn't too pissed off. I mean, because they have Peacock, things like that. But I don't know. It feels like a lot of unnecessary drama, but it also feels like all of the promotions all of the networks feel like this promotion isn't like living up to the hype, living up to their bargain, so to speak. And I can definitely understand why Raw is pissed off, because ratings have been dropping.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that segment we were talking about, that Alexa Bliss segment a few weeks ago, 1.4 million, which is like bad for Raw.
I mean, I can understand why USA has a gripe with Raw at the moment, because I mean they haven't been meeting their obligation by bringing viewers like they have been in the past. So USA has a legit gripe. I guess, I mean, Fox does to a degree too, but like, not really. Like, I mean, we're owned by this company too. Like, we got to make money outside of you besides just on your network. So, tough tits.
Yeah, no, I agree. So specifically with Fox, I mean, so here's the thing with Fox. I kind of get why they would be, annoyed by the whole Peacock situation. But at the end of the day, that's WWE. They got to promote their product. They got to promote their pay-per-views. They're gonna, right. And they have $1 billion deal with Peacock. They'd be stupid not to. So you can't really blame WWE for that. Fox can be annoyed all they want. If Fox wants to be upset about, certain matches and certain things that WWE is doing that might not be drawing as big ratings as they want, that's a whole separate issue. But with NBC, I totally get why they're upset, right? Because you were promoting this match. This Roman Reigns is right now the biggest star in WWE. You're promoting this big match with him and Rey Mysterio on Father's Day, and for Hell in a Cell on this pay-per-view that's going to be on your platform on Peacock, and you move it over to SmackDown, which is on Fox, which is not owned by NBC, so Raw isn't even getting that boost. So yeah, I would get why they'd be upset by it, and I'd get why fans would be upset, because look, what happened when they moved that Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio Hell in a Cell to SmackDown? The pay-per-view immensely lost its value. Yep. So naturally, less people are probably going to go check it out. If Roman Reigns, who is the biggest star in the company, the biggest champion in the company, Rey Mysterio, one of the biggest crossover champions in WWE history, is not on the card. If that's not happening, then you're going to see less traffic on there. So that makes sense. They should be. Now, my other question going off of this is, do you think WWE potentially by this could be pressured into putting out a better product, or is it just, this just like a cycle it's going to continue?
Honestly, I think they could be pressured. I mean, and I hope that's actually what happens. To be honest, I hope that's what happens, because I don't want to see a trending cycle of this. You know what I mean? to be fair to all the fans out there that watch us, I do not hate WWE. I honestly what's best for WWE. I want WWE to do better. But the truth of the matter is, like, watching wrestling as long as I've had, through the attitude area, through the good to the bad, this is probably the worst that I've seen WWE. And like
Yeah.
like I've seen Raws that were bad, but these are almost unwatchable. So like I really do hope that, and I'm sure every other fan hopes too, that they get some pressure to try to put out better products. Do what you have to do. Get rid of the creative team.
Mm.
Like give raises if you have to. Like do something to.
Oh well, they're giving raises. Like, Nick Khan, man, out here, he's getting paid like $13 million to fire everybody. So he's getting a
he's
raise,
getting
all
a,
right.
he's getting was it $1 million for every person he hires?
Oh wait, there we go, there we go. Amazing financial strategy, Nick.
But no, like seriously, like I honestly hope this does make them want to do better, especially since they're coming back to doing tours. Maybe that'll help too.
Yeah, maybe. And I hope so. I'm optimistic that eventually WWE will get its act together, especially like let's say after when AEW goes back on the road and they end up doing hopefully better numbers, because we know one thing, that AEW crowd in itself is an attraction for people who are watching at home. Like when the crowd is great, wrestling is better and more people tune in. So maybe I
Right.
think that might, so we'll have to see how that plays out and I think as AEW gets better, who knows, man? Like those raw numbers. Like this is not hyperbole. The raw numbers lately have been very low, and I know they don't go direct head-to-head competition. And I'm not saying if they did that AEW would win. I don't think they would at this point.
No.
But regardless, for WWE to be the mainstay, the institution of professional wrestling at this point, and having like numbers that are sub 2 million every week for their main show, it's an issue. And if I'm NBC and I'm paying all this money for this product, I'd be unhappy. And even with SmackDown, which is a great show, still only doing around 2 million. Fox gave them a lot of money too. I think Fox is looking for big returns from these shows, and we're not getting them. And they're not getting them, and they're upset obviously, and they should be. So it must be frustrating for them. But as AEW gets better, I think you got to look to NBC and USA being like, hey, why is Time Warner doing better? Why is this other company
Right.
that's not even affiliated with your product that has this other wrestling product doing just as good as Raw, or just under? I don't know if they're gonna get to 2 million within the next 6 months. I think that could happen like a year or two from now, because
Right.
they're showing a consistent growth. But I don't know, man. You gotta, at some point, WWE has to really think about going back to the basics of wrestling. I know they're not a wrestling company. I know Nick Khan doesn't want to say they're a wrestling company. They're sports entertainment. But at some point,
But at
they
this
have
point, they're
to.
not even entertaining though.
Yes, thank you. At this point, you're not even sports. You're not entertainment. You're just
Yeah.
meh. You're hell in a meh. Yeah, so I hope that they fix whatever's going on there. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.